All right. Seems to work. I'm still waiting until I see at least the view screen. But for whoever is watching, hello, welcome to my live stream. The first question I'm always asking is, can you guys hear me? Because I have changed my microphone. And I know I forgot to put it in the description, but I have a new microphone because I made the mistake of listening to myself. So I wanted to know whether everybody can hear me. So if you can tell me that, then welcome. Okay, hi, Johan, thank you. Then we can start. And I'm going to put my mouse away. And this is going to be a very strange setup. I still haven't figured out how to put properly the microphone, so I'm keeping it in the front of me, and I'm going to try to paint over it. So, but hopefully you don't hear me so high-pitched anymore. Oh, okay. Thank you, Marlena. And hi, Johan. Thank you again for agreeing to moderate for me. This is sometimes it happens that I need somebody to moderate for me. So, what are we going to paint today? This is a drawing that I did a while ago. I was in the groove, so I made a bunch of drawings, like 20 or so, and I haven't colored them in. Sometimes I do that. I just draw in bulk because I'm just in a mood for drawing. So this was hellebores and some other like 5 petal hellebores that is from the side, and I just added lots of leaves, lots of different leaves. I wanted to break it down a little bit so that I don't have the monotony of having just the same old leaves like here. So I added this type of leaves and this weird shaped one. So I'm going to also color them in a different color. I'm not gonna use my i-Sumi inks today, but I will use my normal Daniel Smith Schminke watercolors. And what I am doing is I will try to add myself some black. Oh, hello, Victor. I know you were last time asking about my entire setup. Yes, I know. The microphone, I forgot to add it, but it's a Rode microphone, so I will add it at the end of this video onto my setup. And it is on an arm, so I try not to move it because the microphone is, how do I call it? It's lighter than the arm requires. The arm that I bought was supposed to be for a very much heavier microphone, and so it doesn't necessarily sit down. You have to weight it down. So, okay. It's a little bit out of my comfort zone. Anyway, so what we're going to do today. I know that these white little dots I'm going to miss. So I'm just going to paint over them and then go with a white gel pen at the end. Okay? So let's see what happened today even. Because I just woke up literally maybe not even an hour before the live stream, realizing that I did fall asleep. So we've been quite busy. So I'm going to start, and the first color I'm going to do is Potter's Pink, because it's my favorite color in the whole world. It's such a pretty pink. It's like a dull pink, and the big flower is going to be with Potter's Pink. So I'm using a number 3 brush. What did I do? Lately, I've been very tired. Well, I guess work has been pretty tiring lately. I do work full time. And I know myself that in the past, I would have really forced myself to work and to do a live stream and to, post on Instagram. And I did feel myself a little bit that I was going into that direction, but then I remembered like what I did learn from my previous, let's say, burnout. And on my previous burnout, I kind of crashed and burned really badly. I was out of commission and out of the work for about 6 months, I think. Because I had reached a point where I just couldn't, my mind wasn't working anymore. I just couldn't think, I couldn't do anything. And what I did learn back then is that the first signs of, stress, and when you have to take it slower, is your body telling you that you're tired. And I tried to listen to that. So I did go and crashed on the couch and fell asleep. I was thinking I'm just going to rest for half an hour, because that's how I always say. I'm going to go down for half an hour. That is not always how it happens, because I woke up like 4 hours later. But it was good. It's good. I really feel refreshed. So sometimes I do that. I just sleep. So I might decide not to do a live stream, and I might decide not to post on Instagram for a few days, and that is okay for me, because my health is, let's say, the most important part, not posting or being live. And why do I say this is that in the past I would have pushed myself way harder. I would have been super crazy. Like, I was noticing it's very normal with Instagram that this happens, because people follow you and then they immediately unfollow you, thinking that they got to follow back, and I would have gone crazy about this. Like, if I wouldn't see numbers grow in the past, like 2 years ago, I would have been like super upset. But now I'm much more calm about it. It's not the end of the world, and it let's say makes nobody any happier if I'm just going to go like this, and then I'm going to crash and burn, and then nothing will happen for a few years again. And I think we can all say that. But what I notice is that a couple of my colleagues are kind of exhibiting the same symptoms, because now they have to do a lot more work. They have to take care of the kids also during the day. They have to, work is quite tiring, working from home, right? And being in meetings all day and not seeing people and not being outside. And I'm noticing that they're happening kind of the same with them. So I was hoping that maybe a few of them this video might reach them, to tell them that it's okay to just crash and burn sometimes for half a day. Although sometimes I'm thinking, am I right here? Because I don't have kids, so I wouldn't even know whether that's possible. I only have my cats. My cat is sleeping in the back there. He's so sweet. I was supposed to sit on that chair, but I can't sit on the chair anymore because he's sitting on my chair and he fell asleep. So I can't kick him out, to be honest. He's my baby boy. So yeah, I cannot say that I understand what they're going through, because I don't have kids. I don't have to take care of them. I do have other issues, right? Of course, there's not saying that I don't have problems, right? But this particular one, I don't know. And I don't even know if for them it is possible to say, yeah, I'll just crash and burn on the couch for a few hours. I don't know that. So it might be something that I'm idealizing now because of my own situation. But, if it helps anybody to know that they're not alone and that many people are struggling right now, then I'm happy. This is why I also do, like the drawings, I do them. Sometimes I just spend a few hours and do a bunch of them. I do not have the energy to draw every day. And this is something that I've noticed, like no matter how much I try, it's just the energy is not there. Sometimes I just need to sleep. And it's very important that I listen to what my body is telling me, and I go and sleep. So that's why maybe sometimes I draw 20 things at the same time, and then, you know, I'll come back to them whenever I have a live stream or whenever I have to do something. Some people were asking me, you know, how fast would my shop be. They were DMing me on Instagram. And I was like, I don't know. I am working on it, but I also do not want to put too much pressure on me. So it will be done when it will be done, hopefully until the spring, but you never know. I don't want to rush things and then make things halfway. I'm a perfectionist in a way. So yeah, I am taking my time and in the same time protecting my mental health. I've seen, yeah, many talks on this subject. And the most important tip that everybody is giving is take care of yourself, sleep, you know, do all this stuff. Now, the second color I want to use, let's see, I want to use Moon Glow. Notice that because I'm using the 03, I can actually go around the whites, so I don't have to actually use a white gel pen in the end. Moon Glow is a very funny color. It's kind of a blue, but it's a blue purplish. So that's why maybe it's called Moon Glow. And I do not worry, the colors will dry out much lighter than what they look like now. No, I didn't go around that one. Was trying really hard. Okay, so there are two schools of things. Ideally, I would have prepared in advance and I would have used masking fluid for the white dots. And you can definitely do that and then remove the masking fluid, and then voila, you have awesome white things around. They are, obviously there's a way to be very careful and go around the white dots or the highlights that you want to keep. There's definitely that one, but then that requires a little bit more time. So because I fell asleep, didn't have time to put masking fluid. Why did I say don't have time? Because masking fluid actually takes a while to dry out, and I couldn't just do it just before the live stream. That would have taken way too long to dry out, and then you couldn't paint for, let's say, half an hour. It might be tempting to blast the masking fluid with your heat tool, but don't do that, trust me, because then it will rip your paper when you try to get it off. So that's why I don't do it. So now I just have to be very careful, and it's okay. This is a pretty relaxing one. So what else happened this week? Very exciting. Today I again ran in the morning. I did a run, of course not my usual 5-kilometer run, because I'm not yet able to do so. I'm recovering from fractured ankle, but I did run. I did some interval running, but the funny part was that it was quite heavy, because it was -4 degrees and everything was frozen, And you might thinking, okay, what was heavy? Was it because it was cold? No, not really, because I was dressed pretty okay. But because everything was frozen, it was quite slippery on the road. So you had to be very careful not to, because there were some leaves on the road, and I had to be very careful not to step on the leaves because they had ice on them. And, you know, I would have maybe done my ankle again. I'm gonna use Shadow Violet for this one. Let's see. Shadow Violet is another very pretty color. The interesting thing about Shadow Violet is that it separates into its components, which is blue and red. And this one is more bluish, the Moon Glow. But this one separates into blue and red. So it has red undertones, which are pretty amazing. I think you can already see it. This is going to be maybe muted colors. I'm just considering right now whether to actually use, my initial idea was to use some orange for this one. But I'm not sure if, I think it will create a nice contrast though. So I'm going to try to see if I can do that. Create some orange. I think it needs a little bit more contrasted things. I will add more color once everything dries, because this is going to, no, I know for sure it's going to dry out differently. Although now I'm using pretty heavy-handed straight from the pan colors. So let's see how it dries out. Okay, this one already dried out. Interesting. I'm gonna do New Gamboge and transparent orange for this one. We'll see how that goes. I might need to bring it down with some black, but it's gonna be fine. So what should it be? Should it be the darker color? Okay, I'll try to do the New Gamboge up. By the way, this flower is called the hellebore, and it's actually a winter flower. So it actually blooms in the winter when the snow actually starts hitting the ground, which is very interesting. And that's why I keep drawing it in the winter, because it's such a pretty flower for the winter. If you didn't know. But yeah, there are many different types and there are many different colors for it. So there are ones with multiple petals, like this one that I drew here, and there are some that have only a few petals. So, you know, we're just gonna work around it. I think I need, okay, let's try now. Let's try what happens if we add black to it, to just darken the color. Makes it more in line with the other colors, maybe. Let me add here some more black. This is, which black is this? This is called Ivory Black and it's from Schminke. It's interesting to also learn how this type of colors react to with black, because I would have expecting it to just go darker, but this one goes towards green. So, oh, hello Adriana, nice seeing you. So yeah, that's an interesting observation. Let me see, can we do, this part. And the advantage of a number 3 brush, if you ever are interested in doing this, is that it's very precise and you can go around almost anything, which is nice. However, the disadvantage is that it doesn't hold as much water. So what happens is you might get like hard edges when you're using it. So that is advantages and disadvantages. That's why maybe I think, oh, hello, Florin. Welcome. Welcome. Now, let's see if we can actually go around this on this flower. I will try to add the black at the end once it's a bit more dry to see what the effect is, to darken the colors a bit more. So, like I was saying, control with the brush is important. Man, I saw some watercolor like masters. I call them masters, but why do I call them masters? Because they've been doing watercolor since, I guess, they're in kindergarten or something. Unlike me. But they have such control, even with big brushes, that I'm always very much impressed. I was saying, there's this old Japanese guy that I'm watching. He's doing watercolors, and he's like in his 70s or something. Really, really nice guy. Just like my grandpa. But he only uses like a number 12 or something brush. It's so amazing how he can go around certain areas like this that are so tiny with a number 12. I think I need to practice, but okay. What was I saying? Yeah, he's in his 70s, really old guy. He's probably been doing watercolors all his life. So, when I'll be that age, I'll probably, be able to do the same. Hey. But now on to you guys. How is it going? How are things in the land of the people that don't do watercolor for a living, or maybe they do? How do you guys feel? What's been happening lately? I'm trying to figure out which color should I use. I think I'll want to use Potter's Pink again for this one. Is everybody okay? Are you doing anything interesting to relieve the stress? Besides sleeping, of course. Playing any games? Okay. Let's try. Should I try Wisteria for that one? I don't know, when I'm doing the drawing, I never calculate how many flowers do I have, so I can evenly, space out colors so that they don't become too close to each other. And now I'm like, what color should I use now for this one? I'm just gonna try to use this Naples red. See how that goes. Still a muted color, so should be fine. The only difference with this color is that it's highly opaque, so I need to really be within the lines, otherwise my black lines won't be seen. I will add some red afterwards, some more red. We went for a walk in the park. Just got home. Crazy cold outside. Indeed, right? It's so crazy. It was -4 at 12 when I was running. And I went at 12 because I was like, oh, I'm gonna wait till the sun comes out and it's going to be nice. Okay, this is really nice. What did I do here? I added some orange on top of it and it looks really nice. Okay, I'm going to go on to some of the leaves and then we're gonna come back to the flowers. I was looking for a puddle to clean my shoes, but everything was frozen. Indeed, Florian, I made some pictures, like we have some kind of little canals with water, and that was surprisingly frozen. Surprisingly really frozen. These ones I'm going to just do with a darker color. The ones that are closest to the flowers, I'm going to do the darker color. Apologies, apparently I don't know how to. And this is gonna be perlin green. And I'm going pretty heavy, and then I'm just gonna spread it around with a clean brush, so it's gonna look nice. It's just this flower, these leaves that are touching the flower. But I have to say that I saw a lot of people out and about. I guess a lot of people being cooked out in a house. So that was nice to see so many people. Not nice for us that were running because we had to do slalom. Let's call it slalom in between people. Why? Because, well, you want to still distance yourself, so you have to make sure that you don't run too close to the other people. So but it was fun. I was actually saying hello to a lot of people on the road. I don't know them, but I just needed that extra connection on the for the people on the road. And they were all pretty happy. They were quite smiling, so that made me quite happy as well. I just like it. If it would have been in the summer, usually I run very early in the morning, and majority of the time I don't meet anybody. However, in the winter, running very early in the morning presents some challenges in the form of it's really cold, like it's way colder than even at 12. So I just try not to go out that early anymore. I think only once or twice a week I go early because I don't have time during the day to run. I'm going to do this one, maybe this one as well with this color, and then this one's gonna have different colors of green. It's gonna be pretty. I did see a lot of people running. Some people were skating, roller skating. I guess you can still do that. It's not yet like there's not yet a lot of snow. Didn't snow at all, I mean. The question is, do we think that there's going to be any snow by the end of the winter? Because now, for example, it's freezing, right? So I would have expecting that it starts snowing, but I don't know. I tend to say that this is like the last times that we're gonna see this kind of -4, -5, and it's already a bit too late for the snow to make an appearance. But then that means that this year was technically a year without snow. Well, if you count only the 2 hours that it snowed like a couple of weeks ago, and that just melted straight away. I'm not sure if I should call that one snow, because snow, I'm expecting it that it at least lasts a few days. But yeah, remember the guy with the jumping cord? Oh yeah, okay. Johan is so we were trying to run, and huffing and puffing like normal runners do, and because we were doing intervals, we did stop when we reached the beach. We have a beach that we run towards the beach and then we run back towards home. And when we were back, there was this guy, and he had the jumping rope, and he was just jumping rope continuously, and he did that for a couple of 100 meters. So that's how he was walking, by jumping rope. And then when he saw us, like, we were like giving him the thumbs up, because that's just an insane exercise. You need really a lot of stamina to do the jumping rope like this. And yeah, this is like the guy continued to do the jumping rope. I was like, I don't trust that one. Florining is asking if my ankle is better. My ankle is better. I am wearing a special brace that is inside the shoe, and I always have to wear that one. And the doctor told me that I have to start running right now, because he needs to see whether in 8 weeks I can go back to the same level of running as before. Otherwise, they need to do some other things. So it's not yet completely healed, but because of this brace, which is like it's a very hard thing inside the shoes, perfectly molded to my thing, it keeps the ankle very secure, so I can run. I cannot yet run like I used to, because it does hurt, but not as much as before. So before I actually had this, my ankle would just, I had to take like pills and ibuprofens and paracetamol. My ankle will hurt at everything, even when just touching it. I don't have that one anymore. It doesn't hurt, which is really nice, because I can sleep better and I can, take care of myself better. So that's very good. It does, however, tire a lot, especially when I'm doing now the running. So I need to be very careful. But even now, after I ran this morning, I'm walking and it doesn't hurt. So it only hurts when I do certain movements in certain directions. But the doctor said that that's normal, and that I just need to wait for it to really heal. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if normally doctors give this kind of advice to already start running. It's already been a month, so that's okay. Previously, I just couldn't walk properly, so that's why I stopped running for almost a month, because like it would hurt even just by walking, right? But now it's not. So yeah, I'm pretty happy. So I'm not sure what he meant by, if it doesn't get healed properly, we'll have to take a different look on it. Hopefully they don't have to do a lot. But yeah, sometimes you get scared because they look at you like, yeah, we're going to have to take different measures, and you're thinking, what are these measures that you're gonna take? Are you gonna break it again and put it in the correct directions? Like, I don't know. But what I suspect is that they would then give me a different type of brace with a different type of ankle support. For a while, I'm going to have to wear this ankle support, because until my ankle gets better at being stronger, so I get exercises to do, which is nice. and in theory it should get better and it should get stronger, and then maybe in half a year I won't need the ankle support anymore, but until then I do need it. But because it happened during Christmas, like the big part of it already got healed, so that's good. What I'm happy is that it doesn't hurt when I touch it anymore. Like in the past would have hurt even if I was touching it. I mean I'm not talking about walking, but yeah. So I hope this gives you enough. I mean, I'm pretty sure that for a real sports person, having a fractured ankle, that would have been maybe a death sentence for a longer time. I'm not really that type of person. I mean, I'm not like I just do that just so that I keep myself sane. Not so for me, just the fact that I couldn't basically run for a month, it's okay. I can live with that. I do feel the need to restart, and I'm not sure if the need is because I need to run, or is the need just because by running I was also going out and I was seeing the outside world, and since I stopped running there were weeks that I didn't get out of the house at all. So I'm not sure if why do I feel this need of running, but it's probably has to do with me needing to be out of the house for a bit. I mean, we're not going to work anymore. We're not going anywhere. So working from home, there's no going out, not meeting anybody. And that is sometimes not very nice for me. Okay, I haven't decided these ones and the other ones, which colors I'll do, but these ones, maybe I'll try olive green. Olive green is going to be very similar to this one. This one is rich green gold. But just is going to be, this is very much towards the yellow. And but let me know, does it sound better now, or is it still high pitched because I don't hear myself because I changed the microphone. So do you think that the sound got better, or am I just kidding myself and thinking it didn't? What else happened last week? In terms of work, everything is same old. People are just doing their thing. So I'm quite okay, I would say. It does get a bit tiring, but that's just working from home sometimes gets tiring. We were making some predictions as to when we would be able to go back to the office, but I don't see that happening this year, to be honest. Okay, the sound is quite good. Thank you, Florine. A lot of people have expressed they don't want to go back to the office full time anymore. They want to come maybe 3 days a week to the office and then the rest from home. I think people got used to being able to do maybe different stuff in the morning and switching that commute time to something different, you know, spending more time with the family. So I'm just suspecting that that's the reason why. But realistically speaking, I am not sure when we would ever be able to come back to the office. I guess only after the vaccination is done. Maybe they'll even say whoever got the vaccine is allowed to come back to the office. Who knows? I'm just speculating here because I have no idea. I'm just super grateful that I can work from home, to be honest. And unlike many other people that got hit during this pandemic, that they can't work anymore. I am super grateful that, you know, the job that I do is still okay. Let's see. Which one should I? Gonna try to do this. I'm trying to figure out which green I can do to darken some things, but I think I'll just use Jade because I initially went for forest green, but I realized that that one is a much more bluish green, and I'm not sure if it will work. And Jade is in between, so it'll be nice. Sometimes you can be more productive at home depending on the work you're doing. Less disturbance. Yeah, that's true. That is true. And I think a lot of people wanted that, but now because the schools are also closed, what I'm noticing is that people just cannot concentrate anymore. Because, I mean, I have meetings with people with kids on their lap and stuff, and, you know, yeah, then that's that. Maybe working from home in a lot of situations is more productive if you don't have like distractions, I think. For me, that is true because I don't have that many distractions. Sometimes my cat comes and shows its butt to the camera, although now it's still sleeping. Oh my god, he slept the whole day today. He's such a sweetie. I was actually thinking maybe I need to put a camera on the cat to have the cat camera. I was watching some people on Twitch, and they have one of their cameras was onto the pet, was like the pet camera. So that's always nice. Okay, I think the colors look really nice together, and this rich green gold. Let me see if I can add something darker to it. I'm going to add some undersea green. If you guys don't know what undersea green is, a really nice green that is pretty dark. I'm gonna add it to this. I didn't even look at the hour, but it's okay. I'm gonna finish this one. Pretty good. Destruction. Yeah. I remember some people at work having to do this kind of noise cancelling headsets and everything. Just to be able to, because open plan office can be quite disruptive, I would say. I'm not sure if they are more productive, to be honest, now from home. Maybe they are. I'm not saying it. I have so many meetings that I don't necessarily, for me being at work or being at home, it's the same amount of time that I'm spending. So not a lot of change there. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. I need to think. I need to think really hard. Like, what do I do? For these leaves. These leaves should be more of a bluish green, I think. Or not. What do you guys think? While I am adding this coloring, you guys can tell me. I was realizing that I did a lot of now standalone flower combinations, like this one, right? It's only flowers. But I was actually thinking what I like the most is to combine the flowers with an object. Like I was actually dreaming. So when I fell asleep this afternoon, I was actually dreaming. Funny part is I was dreaming about this part, about watercoloring, and what I was dreaming was making teapots. Yeah, I know, teapots. I'm not a very big tea drinker anyway, but teapots with flowers around it. I don't know why I had this image in my head about teapots with flowers, but I think that I'm actually enjoying much more if I have an object that I just have the flowers around, right? Either an object or maybe a girl or something, or books or anything. Okay, these ones will be, so this one I'll add a lot of white, a lot of white, like lots of dots and so on, and it's gonna make them really pop, right? So these ones I will do with a more bluish green. Let me think, which one is the most bluish green that I have? I'm going to mix myself. You notice that I didn't even use the palette. So I'm using Viridian. Viridian is a really nice green. And I'm gonna mix this Viridian with cobalt blue. And that's gonna make a really pretty green. Okay. Cobalt blue. Yep. Let's see if this doesn't work. It doesn't work. I'm just hoping that I have a nice blue-green. Yeah, I think I managed to have a really nice blue-green. Okay. So I'm going to do these other flowers, and this will create a really nice contrast. These are special flowers. These are special leaves, right? And special leaves require special. I'm not gonna do the one in the back because the front one needs to still you know, dry out, but I will try to do these ones in this part and have some dark coming in, and the dark is probably going to be, I'm going to add a little bit of black. Let's see what happens if we add black to these ones. It really gives it a nice shadow. So this is how you can make your own maybe Sumi inks, the ones that I had before, because I had some that those ones were paints already modified with black. Oh yeah, what did I do? I kept forgetting what happened, but I really wanted to order some more of the Sumi inks because I knew that they had multiple colors. but I just couldn't order it. Like Amazon UK no longer necessarily ships here because, you know, Brexit. And in the end, what I did, and I'm just hoping it will work because I got told that it is shipped. I ordered from Japan directly, and initially I tried to order from their own site, but it was too much Japanese there to understand what's going on. And then I ordered from Amazon Japan. I did have to Google Translate certain parts because I was you know, you have to make an account there. So those are the parts that I was like, oops, I need to Google Translate. But it went okay. It took about 20 minutes and I got in, and they were saying, well, we deliver to the Netherlands. So, you know, I got it delivered to the Netherlands. Probably I will have to wait the customary 1 month, 1.5 months for it to arrive, and that's okay. And if this is okay, like what I ordered, I ordered the Sumie inks and some Holbein watercolors. Those are watercolors that I could never get in here, the Holbein set. Firstly, because it was very expensive. Like if I would buy it from Amazon Co. UK, I would have paid almost 300 euros for a set of 48 for Holbein colors, which is insane because 300 euros is a lot of money. But these ones are actually made in Japan. And I was able to order them from Amazon Japan, and with import fees and everything, all the watercolors, so the 48 Holbein, the Sumie 2 types, and some other things, with import fees and sending cost, was 100 euros. So I think that by doing so, I'm kind of cutting the middleman in a way, right? I'm still waiting for it to arrive. I'm just going to assume that it will arrive because it's Amazon, so you know. Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to, but then I watched some other videos in which they explained that art supplies are very cheap in Japan. Like in here, you'd pay for a Copic marker up to maybe 10 euros for one marker. That's why I never got into Copic markers, because they're like super expensive. Who has that much money? Like they have like 300 markers, each of them that expensive. That sounds like a recipe for disaster, right? So but in Japan, it's like you can find these markers for 1 euro or something. I was very surprised. So yeah, even though it takes a while to get used because it's all in, you know, Japanese, I think I can actually order from there. And you know, ideally, what I wanted before the whole lockdown, what I wanted was to go to Japan. I was planning to go there, and especially with the Olympics and all. And my idea was always, and has always been, that I will bring one extra bag that I'm going to pay for, and it's gonna be empty, and that's gonna be the bag that I'm just gonna buy a lot of stuff, and I'm going to just come with lots of supplies home. But now, if I can actually order online, then maybe I don't need to do that. Okay, why did I forget that part? Why did I forget that leaf there? I don't know. And it kept staring at me, and I forgot about it. I think the colors really work very well together. It's really nice. Of course, I'm going to add lots of white stuff. So don't, yeah. So we'll see. Of course, you know, whenever you start with watercolors, you soon realize that is kind of like any other hobby. There's quite some cost associated with it. And I'm not saying that bad or not, right? But sometimes some things cost really a lot. And like my palette, I have 56 colors in my palette, and I counted them in because I cleaned my palette a few days ago. This is my palette with my most expensive colors, right? Like the Daniel Smiths and the Schminke. And I kind of replenished some pens because they were out of ink, like my pink. So this can get quite expensive. So sometimes I need to find a way to get them for cheap. It's as simple as that, because finances are finances, but you can't pay everything. You can't buy everything. Sounds bad, but maybe you shouldn't. I also realize now that I ordered all of this, but it's gonna take me years to go through all of my watercolors. For example, the tubes that I got, I have for quite some years now. Okay, these are nice. This one requires some extra R&R. I'm gonna try to do the leaf in the back there, and let's see how that looks like. Only now, 2 years later, I think, since I bought a lot of these colors, my tubes are starting to get empty. Normally you would be able, with a 5 milliliter tube, to fill in about, let's say, 3 times full half pan with a 5 milliliter tube. 5 milliliter tube is about 5 to 8 euros. So then you buy these colors, and then they last you for, let's say, 2 to 3 years. If you are doing as much watercolor as me, of course. If you're doing way lesser, then it's going to last you forever, right? So yeah, I do not think that I'm going to be needing to buy more things in the future, which is going to create a problem for me, because I always want to, maybe in a way it's the act of buying something that I find satisfying than the actual finishing of the products that I have. And maybe this is my problem. Okay, I am doing my signature move now. I'm adding the dots. So I didn't use that many colors as I thought I'm gonna use, so that's good. And after I add the dots, I'm just gonna do the white parts, because this flower, and this one really kind of need it. Still going to look nice. What I'm thinking in terms of designing this is that I really need to put things much closer to each other next time. I think there's too much white space around it. But that is how we learn, and that is how we do things. Not everybody learns things from... Some people need to actually do it to learn it, right? Okay. this is like the blemishes on the leaves, you know, when they had too much sun and they got burned. So, is there any game after this live stream that we need to know about? Let us know now. And we can definitely join. This flower will also have like some dots. Why not? Okay, this one also. So on. Glow. Okay. Let me look at it. Yeah, it definitely needs the white. Okay, now I'm done a bit with the watercolor. So I ended up only using the number 3 brush for this entire piece, which is nice because I was able to preserve the whites in the stamen here. Not all of them. Here I made a boo-boo, and then I still need to add lots more stamen around. And here, this one needs lots of dots. I'm using my Uniball Signal Broad pen to add all sorts of stuff. So the way I start it is on my hand. The hellebore, what usually happens is it has these dots sometimes on the petals, and they are usually darker dots, darker than the color of the flower. However, because for us darker wouldn't work, I'm just adding them white. I'm adding here as well. Just gonna open it up. Which one was it? This one needed a little bit more help. Okay. Some of the leaves, maybe. Some of the leaves here, maybe. I don't think. If I shut down now is because I'm really concentrating onto adding the details. Not everything needs details, but I like to add them nonetheless. My cat did not steer, or oh, he left. I thought he didn't steer at all. He didn't do it all, but he actually left. Probably got tired of listening to mommy talking into the microphone. It's okay. He's such a sweetie. Okay. I'm quite satisfied with it. So I really like this blue-green here. It's really pretty color. I like the composition and everything. So definitely that works out very fine. I think I should have done a little bit more of the yellow also on this side, something with yellow on this side to just balance things out. But all in all, it looks okay. I did quite great progress and I found out some new awesome colors. Yeah, and that's about it for tonight. Marlena, the drawing is gorgeous and the colors are wonderful and splendid. Oh, thank you so much. I'm hoping this helps you and at least maybe a little bit relaxes you. I am urging you all to, I'm not saying pick up watercolor because that might not be for everybody, but you know, pick up a nice hobby to get to pass the time. And I am going to say goodbye now and hope to see you guys next time. It's going to be on a Wednesday and we're gonna do another piece and maybe by that time, you know, the image in my head with the teapots and the flowers, maybe that is something that I can incorporate, who knows. But see you guys next time and thank you so much for joining me. And now let's see if I can actually get the mouse to end the stream. Okay, bye. Oh, Johan also. See ya.